makes everything so much tougher.
So the cities have to deal with CEQA lawsuits?
Not on that one,
Okay.
but on other things. It just reminded me of that.
Yeah.
In fact, that's an issue on housing, it's an issue on infrastructure. And usually when you see a CEQA challenge on a business, it's by their competitor, it's by a homeowner who wants them to buy their house for double the value of it. It's by a union who wants them to use their union instead of a different union, and that's just abuse. There's no E in that. Environment is not considered. It's just.
And actually, I just wanted to make a quick point. That's the second time you mentioned the delays from the lack of staffing, lack of state staffing. One of the biggest ways that we're able to balance the budget this year is that we unfortunately had to pass an 8% across the board cut to all state departments, and so that is probably not helping in terms of those delays.
Although if they have a 15% vacancy rate, I'm sure some of those department heads said, okay, well, we're there.
Yeah.
I think the CEQA point is well taken too. CEQA just like delays everything. I mean, it's such a problem. Is there any appetite for CEQA reform? I mean, I remember it was the previous assemblyman, but he wanted to require people to announce who they were when they file a lawsuit. My understanding is that people can hide their identities when filing lawsuits, or they can kind of occlude who they are. I mean, that's like one reform maybe. People would have to be evident about who they are who are filing the lawsuits. But I think your point's really well taken. Like CEQA just delays everything. I mean, it's just abusive. That's a great word. I mean, it's just outrageous.
God, there have been several measures that we have passed in recent years for CEQA reform. Housing is the best example. There have been abuses in terms of CEQA being used to basically just try to block housing projects. And so that process has been streamlined. And I think that's a good example of how we're trying to crack down on the abuses of CEQA.
So